What's up, YouTube? I'm here with another vlog right now. Just showcasing these fishes. Kind of worried for this guy. If you notice, he's not really eating. He's starting to get skinny, so I'm gonna have to separate him and dose him. Unfortunately, if he doesn't start eating by right now, I just fed the tank, and I'm noticing that there's food dropping right in front of him. You can see it, and he's not eating. And then after adding these two Asians in here, they kind of been bullying him, noticing that he's sick, and so I gotta take him out and get him a little bit better before he ends up just wasting away. You can see with these guys right here, you see how that indent on their body. So they were just not getting their source of food in the tank that I had. I have a really big fish in there, and this guy is a food hog. She's a little piggy, and she would just munch on everything. And I think if you've been following the channel, you already know which one I'm talking about. That's Bubba's, and so these Asians are more, even with them going through what they were going through, as the first day adding them back in, they started to become more lively and started to kind of get really aggressive with the rest of these guys. So seeing that, I know that they'll fatten up pretty quick and get a lot more better. But hopefully the aggression doesn't get too wild. I know there's a pecking order. They even got the big guy running around like, what's going on? And so size don't even matter to them. They're just full on aggressive to whoever they could see to be aggressive with, even with each other. And so one was getting their food a little bit more than the other, you could tell. So the one on the left is a little bit thicker than the one on the right, but the one on the right wasn't looking so good. So I was like, let me take them out and put them in this discus tank real quick and see if there's a difference. And just within the first day, they started coming back around. And so I'm debating on taking them out right now to dose, so that this guy gets a dosage too. I notice he's not eating, and see if there's any change within their appetite after dosing them. I'll throw them back in and see what's going on. But the rest of the group is doing way good, as you can see. Just big, huge, healthy discus. I'm hoping my red blue rim, my wild clover blue rim, starts taking off pretty soon. This guy, he might be little, but he's pretty aggressive. He holds his own. So he's eating very well. I just literally did a water change not even a few hours ago. You can already see all the poo and all the stuff gathering. So I'm gonna do another water change by tonight. I'm gonna feed them really heavy again right before I dose them. This time I'll probably feed the flakes mixed with the Metro. I think I've done a video on that before. Just in case if I haven't, I'm gonna go ahead and grab it real quick so I can kind of show it off. This stuff is really awesome. Let me go in the light. So this is a Cool Med, and it has Metro Idazole in there. And this stuff is really good for when you start to notice a colony start to act a little strange. Like for instance, I started feeding them that probably a few days ago, and it's not the full meal that they eat, but they will eat it still, even with the medicine inside. And so I kind of take advantage of that. But I noticed this guy in the back is still not eating, and you can look at his forehead, it's getting thin. It's right between those two, just as like this guy. They kind of look like they have a pinched in head. So that's where you gotta be like, okay, should I medicate? What should I do? And how should I handle this situation? Because if you don't handle it the right way, then you'll bite the dust on your colony. Like, it could spread from one fish to another, whatever it is. And usually it's Metro that I dose. I know they're parasite free. Even with the well water, I know that it's not gonna have any bad parasites in them. It's natural well water. It's just the hardness of it, and then maybe the fluctuation of the temperature outside reaching 32s these last few nights, and then going back to straight 80s during the day, and then 32 probably has an effect on their immune system, which is not staying stable. And as you can see, I got 3 heaters. These tube heaters are not worth a crap. I'm gonna be getting a new kind of heater that was recommended by another YouTuber, and he swears on it. He says it's good. I don't know if you guys have seen him, but shout out to Discus North. So I'm gonna check out that heater that he has and see if there's any difference. And one of these tube heaters I kind of like. They give me the degrees of what it is in there, and if I could zoom in real quick, it's sitting at 83 right now, which is a pretty decent temp. It's not too cold. It stays like that. When I do a water change, it drops to about 77 because the water's cooler. And then when I drop that water in there, it's no biggie. You don't want a big fluctuation, but it's not a big fluctuation for me. 73 to 79, 77. Those are the numbers that I've seen after a water change, but I haven't noticed anything bad. But when I got sick, this little dude got sick, and this has been about 3 weeks, and I noticed that he's still not eating. So I got to do something with this guy. So right when I do the next water change tonight for these guys, I want to feed them heavy for the next maybe hour or two, and then I'll take off maybe the 2 reds, the 2 Asians right here, and then that little guy, and put them all in one tank, maybe a 5-gallon bucket with a heater, and just dose it and let them kind of sit in it overnight, and then reintroduce new water into there, do a water change on them, and then I'll go ahead and do the final dosage. So it's 2 doses that they will get, and see if there's, and take them out and see if there's any difference the next few days. So I'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, I'm glad I'm getting the eye and getting the knowledge to be able to dictate when and how to dose and all this other stuff. As soon as I would see a little bad, like what I would think would be flickerings and like scratchings, I'll go and I'll just dose the whole tank. And that's not the way to do it. You want to separate the ones that are sick from the colony. The rest are not sick. They're doing very awesome. They're eating the Metro flakes, so I'm not really too concerned about them at this moment. And I'm gonna probably throw some Metro flakes in actually right now, so that I could see if these red ones are eating that. And if they eat that along with the dosages that I give them, then we're rocking and rolling with these fishes. So everyone's looking very lovely, very, very beautiful fishes. Hopefully I could get some breeding soon. I'm thinking I have a tank full of males. I was learning the points on the very tips right there are a sign that you have a male. And I noticed that all of my fishes just about have them, except for this real colorful girl right here. And let's see, I've never seen them on the wild covers, and I've never seen them on these 2. But those 2 Asians and that girl are all girls. So, and I'm thinking this one in the back is also a girl. So if I'm not mistaken, I have a tank full of boys almost that are kind of competing just for these 4 females. So hopefully I could get some breeding going. Maybe with the new fishes being introduced, the older ones, these Asians, they'll probably release a hormone to be able to get that wanting of breeding. And so before I end this video, let me show you what my TDS is reading. So I have a TDS of I checked earlier, it was in the 30s. Let's see, get a little bit closer. 40 is perfect. So you want between 40 to 52, if I'm not mistaken, for breeding. Um, and so it's going good. It's going real good. I noticed that their bars are starting to look more vibrant, and their colors are looking more vibrant. I changed out my RO water filters. I had a incident. I don't know if you guys remember looking back on one of my videos. I had an incident where I thought it would be a good idea to help the RO water filters by, after I got the pump, I had gotten a trailer and a mobile hose, 500 micron, rated one of the best filters, and that thing ended up turning out to be a nightmare. And I'm thinking that's the reason why my TDS was still so high even after doing all of these water changes continuously. And it was just not introducing breeding to my tank. And like I said, I'm getting ready to put these guys in the 90. So I kind of want to keep a pair inside of these. Man, it's crazy because if you look, you can kind of see their colors are really starting to go deeper within those bars. That is so cool. I have never seen that. And so ever since I changed the filters and finally got them, because I would only change the RO membrane or I would only change the sediment, and this time around I did the entire setup, and it's like a whole new system. And so everything is perfect. The TDS coming out of that is really good. Let me show the TDS that's in these gallons. And so for the gallons, I am reading, there you go, 3, a perfect 3. And so when I change these, they're 5 gallons, and so I'll change them by the 5s. And so they're always my goal now that I'm doing a lot more better is 2 water changes a day, one in the morning and one in the evening. And because you can see with the smaller tank, their poop, it gathers. And so with this mini discus in such a smaller tank, you kind of want for yourself to have the peace of mind. And so my RO water is a RO water buddy system, and I have that pump, and with that pump is so much more efficient to the point where I have very good turnover of RO to waste. And so I'll fill up 5 gallons of waste with 10 gallons of RO, which is really freaking good. And before it was completely opposite. So if you're having trouble with your RO water system, I would suggest changing out everything. And my problem also was water pressure and not having the correct water pressure. Get that RO water buddy system pump, and it will change your life. Literally, your waste factor and everything will be different. Hopefully this video gives a little bit more insight if you're a newer keeper of discus. I know that not all of us are perfect on keeping discus, and some of us are still on our journeys. There's still things where I kick myself in the butt, where I'm like, man, I should have known better. I shouldn't have done this, or I shouldn't have done that. And it's like it's a skill getting it in. These fishes are hardy, let me tell you. They're fucking hardy. Excuse my French, but these are some of the most hardy fishes that you could actually have. It takes a lot to actually kill these guys, and as long as you're using RO water, fulvic acid, and all these extras that are probably to someone more of a headache than keeping a goldfish, but these are like $300, $500 fishes. These are not fishes that you want to cheap out on or risk even getting a whole bunch and then all of them dying. Like it's a pretty expensive ordeal, and then it's even more amazing when you raise them when they're just a size of a quarter to a size of a dime. You know what I mean? So don't cheap out on your fishes. Try your best to get these fishes to par, and when you do, you'll never regret it. It's definitely a learning experience that you could take with you with other fishes to get the best fish out of your fish. And you can see a little bit of dancing. They're dancing and doing all kinds of things. So I know this male's been trying to get a female, and I'm hoping this Heckle could actually get a female soon. And I'm hoping he could be one of the first pairs that I get. Also with this male too. This male is a lovely male. He's just amazing, and they're still pretty young. They're still getting their experience in life. So much love, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video on that last note. Uh, Happy New Year's. I hope everyone's doing very well, and I shall be uploading a lot more now that I've been a lot more busy with my hands and everything. Hopefully I could do some passages out of the Bible pretty soon. But yeah, look at that little guy. You could tell he's getting skinnier. He's looking like these guys that were kind of being bullied by that other fish in the 90 gallon. So hopefully I see some really big changes with these fishes, and hopefully you guys could come along and see that with me. Much love. Any comments and any questions are welcomed. You guys have a peaceful week, and Happy New Year's again. We made it through another year, guys. Be proud. Give God thanks. We are here to stay, and we are here to kick some butt. So this is our year, guys. Let's get it.